So I was brought up on sheep property in Western Queensland, in Tara, and I've been brought up with music through my father. My father taught me music, and he was a farmer, and his uncle was in a band and played music, and he was also a farmer. So the idea of land and music and the connection between land and music has been a constant in my life. So what my awesome job involves is travelling to different communities and bouncing ideas around with the school students, and together we write a song about that community, or we write several songs about their way of life, what they love to do and who they are and their land. So I've come back with all these wonderful stories from the outback and from Western Queensland. And I came to Harristown High School and was asked to work with a group of recently arrived African students, refugee students, and to write a song with those guys. And we came up with a pretty cool song called "The World Is Changing." But what I really saw was the joy they had in singing and performing, and the talent was amazing. I was blown away. You could feel the life in their voices, and maybe that was life experience amplified through from where they've come from. But the talent was amazing, and after I left that, after I'd finished that project, it hit me. I said, I need to get these guys out here. I realised the significance of. They don't see anything outside of Toowoomba, a lot of them. They know about Toowoomba. They don't leave this place. They've learned a little bit about Australia, its history, Indigenous culture, European settlement, but they don't know much. But what better way to show them and to teach them is to actually get them out there and working with and seeing the communities, working with the communities, and performing with them. So the plan is to create a group of songs that not only the African refugee students here can sing, but some of the talented youngsters I've worked with in Western Queensland and the outback, so they can collaborate on this group of songs. And what's going to happen is this group of students we've been rehearsing here today for part of the show are going to take their show on the road. So they're going to perform at different communities and for schools along the way out west. They're going to record along the way. And eventually the final destination is going to be the Dig Tree near Thargomindah in Western Queensland. And the significance of the Dig Tree and taking these guys from these students from Africa to the Dig Tree is it's got a strong history of European settlement, obviously with Burke and Wills, but also it's got its Indigenous history out there. So it's almost like the three worlds collide. For those who are going to be involved next year, it may not be all of you, but it's going to be a lot of hard work. So who likes hard work? Me. Everybody!
I came from Congo to Uganda as a refugee. From there in Uganda, I planned how to come in here in Australia. Because in my country, there was no peace. People were fighting, so I couldn't stay in my countries. The life in Uganda, as I can say, is not real good because people are struggling with getting education. Because if you don't have enough money, you can't go to school. People who are studying are people who can afford school fees. But if you don't have that one, you don't have way to continue with your studies. So that's the different the difference between Uganda and here. Here, everyone can have a go. Yeah.
Probably even more down. Even more down. 2, 3, 4.
It's a new life.
All from peace and understanding.
It's a new life.
Bring about a need to change.
It's a new life.
The future is what we are making. So
It's a new life.
gotta
Make a better place.
Oh, that was good.
In Africa, I never see white people before. So when I was at Brisbane airport, I saw white people and I was so scared of them.
Trusting each other to make a better place.
I've been in a camp about 15 years in Tanzania. We didn't have enough food, and the place we was living was bad.
These kids are going to be performing and meeting Indigenous children, farming children. They're going to be meeting kids from town, kids from so many different backgrounds. And a lot of these kids wouldn't have ever seen or met refugee children or African children. So to be able to share their stories and tell each other's stories, I think it's going to shed some light and give a wonderful perspective to the change going on in this country. Then to be able to talk to elders, Aboriginal elders, fourth generation farmers, and get their perspective on change.
So many things about Australia I would like to know.
Something I really want to learn from them is how they live there, how they survive there here.
I would like to teach or to advise some young people out there about how they can be happy about Australia, because they're going to school, they can't pay money. But so I would like to advise them to be happy and be respectful, because in Africa we respect the adult people, yeah. But in Australia, I can see some kids doesn't have respect. So I would like to teach them to be respectful.
Yeah, I saw similarities between people who are suffering in Africa and Australian Aboriginals, because how they were treated was not good, and it's the same with African people who are suffering, killing each other. So that's the same, yeah.
And children being involved and young people sharing stories is a beautiful thing, because a lot of the hang-ups in the history get forgotten. I don't think we can actually solve anything. I don't think we can say, this is going to be a great way that Australia can move forward all as one people. But I think we can ask some questions. I think we can shed some light on each other's cultures and where we're from and where we may be able to go in the future. Without trying to take everything too seriously, this is also about enjoying playing music together. These kids meeting each other, saying, hey, we're from here, this is our life, what's your life about? And let's jam and let's sing together and be happy.